Um, Please allow me to introduce my fellow colleagues. This is Qing and this is Lynn. Okay, as you all can see on the screen, this is a very beautiful car. It's a Toyota Vios Coupe. And some of you here might even be thinking of owning one of these cars in Singapore. But in order to do so, you first have to go through a process of obtaining a COE. Okay, as I know that most of you are foreign to this country and that you have all just arrived here, so you all might not really know much about what COE is all about. So you all might be thinking that why is Singapore so special? Why is it the only country that requires a COE? Whereas other countries do not have to go through so much trouble to obtain vehicles, for example USA and Europe. Now allow us to enlighten you and to tell you all about COE. Let me go through the brief outline of our presentation. For Lynn will be touching on what is COE and why do we need a COE. Later I will be touching on what do we need to apply for a COE and when it will be held. And lastly, Qing will be taking the bidding process and when will you know the results. Okay, now let me hand it over to Lynn.
Okay, please. Alright, for what is a COE? COE basically stands for Vehicle Certificate of Entitlement, and it is a certificate issued by the Land Transport Authority of Singapore. Okay, with this certificate, a person will be able to drive and use a car in Singapore. Okay, as there is a limited number of these certificates issued per month, okay, a person who wants to get a COE requires to go through a bidding system to bid for one. Okay, a lot of you must be wondering, why do we need to have a COE, or why is there we need to go through a bidding system? Okay, the reason is due to the limited land and also a scarcity of roads in Singapore. Thus, the government has implemented a few measures to reduce the number of vehicles in Singapore, so as to avoid the number of traffic jams and congested roads. Thank you very much. I will pass on to Qing to talk about what do I need. Sorry, Chris.
Yes, I'm right. Okay, basically it's very simple lah. What do you need? You just need to open one of these accounts and any of these banks, either one, and you're set to go. Okay, next. Okay, when will the bidding exercise be held? It's being held twice every month. It's on the first and the third week of every month. And for the exact dates of bidding, you can go online to this website to check out the dates. Okay, and now I'll pass it on to Qing.
Okay, now I'll take you through the steps on how to bid for a COE. So firstly, right, you need to decide on the vehicle category. For example, if you wish to purchase a car, you need to look at the category A and category B. So if you want to buy, for example, a motorcycle for convenience and it's cheaper, you have to look at category B instead. Okay, for step 2, right, you need to submit the bid yourself, or you can also choose to ask the motor dealer to bid on your behalf. So for step 3, right, you need to decide on the bid amount. Okay, for step 4, if you have a DBS or POSB account, you can actually choose the ATM machine to submit your bid. Or if you wish, you can also use the internet banking facility of Citibank and UOB, or the phone banking facilities of Citibank and OCBC. Okay, so for step 5, you have to indicate your reserve price, which is the maximum amount that you are willing to pay. So the range of the reserve price can be quite big. The minimum is $1, and you can actually bid for a few $1,000s depending on your preference and your financial ability. So in order to help you decide on your reserve price, you can actually look at the COE open bidding system at the LTA website that allows the bidder to see the progress of the bidding while the exercise is in progress. So it is a transparent system whereby the bidders can, firstly, inquire on how many people have bid so far, and secondly, what is the current COE price, and thirdly, how many COEs are available. So for every successful bid submission, you'll be issued an acknowledge code as a security feature. One thing to note is that you must ensure that there is sufficient funds in your account, as the bid deposit will be deducted from your account at the point of submission. So for step 6, if you are unhappy with your reservation price, you can actually revise it. But however, you need to pay $2 administration fee whenever you resubmit your bid. So if, for example, you are unsuccessful in your bidding, the bid deposit will be credited back to your account latest by 1 day after the announcement of the bidding results. Okay, so when will the COE result be announced? It will be the same closing date as the COE tender. So if you are the lucky one, right, you have to pay the quota premium, which is the lowest successful bid price. So after a period of 10 years, you need to resubmit your bid again. Okay, we have come to the end of our presentation, and so far we have covered the how, when, what, where, and why do we need to have a COE. So in conclusion, right, I would like to open the floor, as in if you all have any questions, right, you all can just freely approach us and we'll try to answer your question. We hope that this will be an informative session for all of you. Yeah, thank you very much.